Hey guys, good morning. Hope everybody's doing well, or good afternoon. What's up, what's up, what's up? Let me know if the audio is good in the chat. Yes, okay, great stuff, guys. It should be working. All fine, fantastic. Fantastic, guys. Good to speak to you again. Hope everybody is doing well wherever you are tuning in from. Audio is great, fantastic. That is what I wanted to hear. Okay, guys, fantastic. So let's have a good look today again at the markets. Before we dive in, just make sure to leave a like here on the stream as always. Yeah, just highly appreciate it if you guys could at least leave a like. Hey Juan, all the way tuning in from Los Angeles. We have Marcus all the way from Dallas, Texas. We have Sahaj again tuning in from Australia. Good to see you again, man. Hope everybody is doing well again. Alexis all the way from Rwanda. Amazing team. This is GBPUSD that we currently have on the charts. Looking good for some potential for the downside. Let's have a look. Let's have a look, guys. Let's have a look. Let's see what the markets are doing. Quick update on the dollar pairs and identify some potential trade opportunities. So thanks as always for tuning in, guys. Appreciate you tuning in. Now for the day ahead, what are we looking at? GBPUSD currently looking at some further downside. I want to see this candle close bearish in around 20 minutes. I'll be looking at some further downside momentum from this area of supply to see the overall 1 hour order flow continue down lower. Looking for this move in towards the downside overall on GU. Looking good as we had a nice area of liquidity get swept above the highs. So it's always nice to see that we have a liquidity sweep and then the overall downside continuation. So looking for some further downside here on GU. Obviously, if we look at the daily time frame, a very strong and overextended move in towards the highs. And we're pretty much now at this extreme area of supply here as well. So looking for this area of supply to potentially provide us with a nice and solid retracement. Obviously, the highest probability trade will come once we take out the high itself, which is 1.34343. So actually, I would have preferred for us to take that out and then look for shorts. But obviously, with us being inside of that area of supply that I just highlighted, so this one over here, we can already see that the market could potentially be ready to push us down lower. So looking for that potential pullback trade, overall 4 hour time frame. What we now have here as well is a 4 hour bearish fractal. It's going to be bearish confirmed in 22 minutes. That again would mean that GU would have an area of supply here on the buy before the sell. And then if you refine that, you could say that this is overall the supply zone. So I want to see like a strong bearish candlestick here. And then that would, for me, be good or be a good signal for us to potentially see some further downside from GBPUSD, at least back down into, for example, this daily imbalance candle that we have over here. This one is then the one that I am referring to. So looking for that. Sarab, thank you so much, man, for the donation. I really appreciate it. Means a lot. Big shout out to you. If you have any pair that you want me to analyze, let me know. But looking here at GU for now, looking at some potential shorts, but want to see a strong 4 hour bearish candle close before getting involved with this. Okay, so let's see what happens on that side. But for now, looking good from a 15-minute perspective, looking good as well from a 1 hour perspective. As well, the 1 hour, I would prefer it to close a little bit stronger bearish before looking for any short position. So that's GU, one of my favorite pairs at the moment and one of the more cleaner ones that I'm looking at. Going into Euro, we can see here that EURUSD has also started to give somewhat of a, let's say, bearish impulse in towards the downside as of the last hour. Overall, looking for EURUSD to give us a bit of a deeper correction, but still a lot of uncertainty surrounding the dollar is obviously preventing EURUSD from really giving us a sizable push in towards the downside. Looking here at the weekly time frame, we can still see such a strong impulse in towards the highs overall. For myself, there's not a lot of clean price action. The only thing that I have is kind of like here on the monthly time frame that we have this area of imbalance, which is my monthly area of supply here on euro dollar. So what I'm looking for is a potential retracement back down after taking out this internal high over here, tapping into that monthly supply zone. A short position might be well underway or might be well due in the very near future. However, are we kind of like the people who are trying to call the bottoms or call the tops? Not really. So preferably before getting into shorts on euro, you would want to see this fractal low here on the daily time frame get broken, and only then really get involved with those short positions. That's why getting already involved with shorts on euro USD is a little bit risky in my opinion. And I would prefer GBPUSD also because the 4-hour fractal here on euro is also bullish. As you can see, the current fractal low here is shown and the current fractal high as well. So overall, EURUSD is a bit more bullish than GBPUSD, and that's why I would prefer GU shorts. So yeah, keeping my eyes open still. And I also like a lot the overall liquidity swipe that we saw here on GBPUSD. Going into AUDUSD, what can we see on that side? So AU as well, looking for a potential retracement actually, guys. Again, we had these beautiful equal highs over here, right? We can see here the one high, the second high, and then the third high. So lower highs continuously across the board, and overall looking for a potential short position. But then again, ideally, you would want to see this as a really like a short-term play. For myself, AUDUSD is still very, very bullish. And what I'm ultimately just looking for actually is more for this area of supply, and it's very similar for GBPUSD, for this area of supply to short-term push the market down lower. So what I'll be looking for is for us to pretty much take out these kind of like ascending lows, all of them that we have over here. So this is kind of like the first one, second one, third one, and then here we have a lot of them as well. So looking for a bit of a deeper push down on AUDUSD before any potential further upside. So then again, you could go onto the lower time frame, for example, the 15-minute, and then potentially identify some shorts over there and see if anything happens that is of interest. 50-minute is a bit messy. 1 hour time frame, to be honest, also a bit messy, but preferably I would see us retrace back up in towards here, then get us like with a bearish change of character again, and then look for some short-term shorts once again, as this is a nice area for AU, potentially to give a short-term reversal. Overall, not really looking for a longer-term reversal, as there's just no real strong area of supply here in this overall leg. It's all just a little bit choppy and absolutely horrific price action overall. So not of real interest to myself, but maybe some of you are interested in it, but for myself, not really something of interest. Moving on into NZDUSD, we can see that NU itself is still very bullish, actually the most bullish pair of all of these dollar pairs. Overall here on NU, not as well really seeing anything, to be very, very honest. Again, a lot of manipulation has been happening. We've kind of pretty much finally retraced into, if you look at this from like a premium versus discount perspective, into premium pricing, which I was actually looking for all the time when the price was still trading down below over here. You guys remember I was looking for longs continuously, but the market just needed to take out everybody before really giving us that reversal back in towards the highs. Now that we've come in towards these higher prices, I would be interested to look for potential push in towards the downside again. But what do we need for that overall push in towards the downside? We need that daily fractal structure shift. So you can see the current fractal low. That low needs to be broken. Only then would I be interested in a short position back down in towards that daily area of demand that we have over here. So if that were to break, then for me, shorts would become valid. But until then, only looking for longs so far. So for now, demand is still in control, so shorts do not make sense. We do have a lot of ascending lows. We have over here all of these lows which are still ready to be taken out at some point in time. So I'll preferably be looking for something like this. Like you could be a little bit more aggressive and just trade the 4-hour fractal structure and then get into those initial shorts. But just keep in mind that the overall win rate will also be lower. But NZDUSD not the cleanest. My favorite really is GBPUSD overall. So I'll be mainly focusing on that one. Candle close happens in around 16 minutes time. For those who are interested in gold, gold is starting to push down lower. I kind of discussed this morning as well, where we have a recurring pattern on gold happening time and time over again in the past few weeks, where you need to identify the overall liquidity lows. So here we have a lot of ascending lows, again very similar to what I was just describing, and we can see here again, these are the lows that you want to see manipulated before looking for longs. So personally, not at all interested at trading this demand zone. A lot of you might identify this sell before the buy here as a valid area of demand to look for a long position. Yes, the market could push up higher from there, but for myself, this is not very, very valid. I would prefer to take out all of these ascending lows before looking for any potential further upside. Guys, please do not spam the chat. We are based in the Netherlands, in Amsterdam. So all of these lows, preferably want to see those get taken out before looking for any longs on gold once again, okay? So looking for the manipulation and then only looking for longs, and a similar pattern occurred here in the past as well on gold within this overall blue box, where as well we had all of those ascending lows. You take out the lowest low over here, and then from there the Yo guys, should be working again. Okay, fantastic. So we are back on the stream, guys. Fantastic. Good. Okay, perfect. Good to see that we are back and working again. So yeah, no, overall what I was trying to explain, but then yeah, the overall microphone or the overall camera and everything and Wi-Fi suddenly glitched. But overall looking still for a deeper correction in towards the downside here on gold. And I would like to see some continuous bearishness. Overall for crypto, by the way, guys, anybody who is into crypto, I'm looking for a lot more further upside now on BTC. Bitcoin looking good for the next push in towards the highs, guys, in my personal opinion. Anybody who trades crypto can see that we are potentially ready here from this overall pretty much just support and resistance play to continue pushing up. Once again, overall we are still bullish, and we saw a retracement into towards the 0.5 fib once again, and we've now seen a weekly fractal structure shift, guys. Also here on the daily time frame, we are also fractal bullish, and we are breaking out of this downtrend that we had here on BTC. So I'm expecting a lot more further upside. What's going on over there? So CAD obviously dumping at the moment. Very simple. Overall weekly fractal is bearish. Daily momentum is bearish. One of the most hideous pairs actually. Not sure why it's lagging, man. Fucking hell, man. But now it should be working, man. Come on. Now good. Yeah, I'm watching from my phone and there it works. Okay, good. Well, maybe leave a like, guys, and then maybe the fucking internet will just start working again. Bloody hell, man. Pathetic, stupid shit. Sorry for the language, guys. If there's one thing that can piss me off, it's the bloody Wi-Fi of this place. Sorry again for my language. But overall, CAD yen, still very, very bearish. Nothing. We'll still love you all too, of course. Overall, still very, very bearish CAD yen, and not looking good at all. I think I discussed this pretty much in one of the most recent streams, that the issue with these areas of demand, because I know a lot of people were looking at this area of demand that we had over here, and the issue with these kind of demand zones is that there's no overall liquidity in the leg up itself. So a lot of people were looking actually for a long position from this demand zone. If you like zoom out a bit, you can obviously see that this is like a key level of support on the higher time frame. And then if you go into the 4 hour, people then think that this is like the perfect change of character that you need to then take a new long position from that area of demand. But these demand zones are actually very, very bad because there's no liquidation in the overall move up. There's like no little bump in the road whatsoever. And you guys know as well that when you have like a demand zone, you want those little bumps in the road to be there. Because otherwise, yeah, the overall supply demand zone is just not ideally strong. Like there's a big difference before, I'm speaking Dutch. For example, over here with this area of demand, like you have this demand zone over here from where the market eventually pushed up higher, but there's like at least some liquidity in the overall push up. You have like the push up, you have a small pullback, and then you have another push up. So coming back down, you then liquidate that internal low, where with this demand zone, there's just nothing. It's just one big fat candle in towards the upside. So there's no liquidity in itself, and therefore it's very likely always that the low itself will then get liquidated. That's why you also kind of like see, okay, it gives like the initial reaction. Of course, like, yeah, you do engineer some liquidity. That's why over here, after sweeping this low, you do see some further upside. But then eventually it just heads down lower and then it liquidates, let's say, the people itself. So that's the big difference, I would say, with those demand zones that work and those demand zones or supply zones that do not work. So always keep an eye on that when trading. That's just extremely, extremely important. Then for the rest, CAD-JPY is just bearish. Yeah, what can I say? Like, it's a sell, it's not a buy. Yes, it's at a support level, but if you would want to look for any longs at all, you would need to see the current fractal high get broken. Until then, shorts are the only option. Moving on to GBPAUD, I saw somebody ask about that pair as well. GA is a similar pair in the sense that, to be honest, it's not a similar pair, it's just bloody ugly, man. This looks like a barcode to me, so I would say keep your money in your pocket and don't get wrecked by the markets, because trading this is like trading, I'm not going to say it, but just trading dog shit, to be very, very honest. So I wouldn't even waste my time looking at this. Looking at US 30. So US 30 is kind of similar to what I just explained on that CAD yen, in the sense that there's no like real liquidity in the overall push up. That's why this initial move up that we saw here was pretty much fake. That is now being liquidated, and that's why we're now seeing some bullish pressure again. To be honest, if you're interested in trading this, I would be very, very, very careful, as we still have two equal lows over here at the bottom, which still have the potential to get liquidated. Overall, fractals on the daily are bearish, so I wouldn't be really interested in trading US 30 at the moment for any longs. Yes, there is a pullback play potential, but overall as well, absolute dog shit, to be very honest, on US 30. Looking at EU, US 500 as well, like all of them are very, very uncertain. So I wouldn't really be looking at those overall. More shorts than longs still at the moment until we see a significant buy shift. Silver is one that is interesting in my personal opinion. I would still be very, very interested in buying this, as in my opinion, silver is still lagging behind on gold very heavily. Overall, what we can see here on silver is obviously the impulsive phase that we have in towards the upside. So let's just make that green. Then we obviously have the overall downside push here, which is then going to be, let's say, orange, like this. And then we have the next pretty much bullish leg in towards the highs, which is green. And for me, the bullish leg continues as long as we still have this overall new higher high open. So we still need to take that out, because the overall leg up is like this, push up, this is the retracement, this is the push up. There's like a big liquidation event, but it should still push up higher, because your overall swing structure is in between the two purple lines. So I want to draw the purple line here. So your overall swing structure is in between the two purple lines, so in between this low and this high. And everything pretty much that was over here was a good buying opportunity. So it still makes sense for silver to push up higher. For me, there's also no liquidity in the overall push down, so I'm just waiting for this to continue pushing up higher. So I am looking for more longs on silver. It's currently manipulating quite a lot. but I'll be looking here at the 1 hour time frame to see if we can eventually break above the current fractal high here on the 1 hour and start taking out all of those highs here. We also have still this high open, so I'm more interested in taking some buys in the very near future. So keep an eye open for longs on silver. Let's have a look at EURNZD. What EURNZD is doing. So EURNZD itself, looking here at the daily time frame. Overall, what can we see? Let's start with a fresh chart. So EURNZD, obviously here on the weekly time frame, we are inside a weekly demand zone. Let's kick it off over there. So we are inside demand on the weekly. Weekly fractal is also still bullish between the low that we have over here and the high that we have over here. Then if we go to the daily time frame, we can see that the daily is currently in a bullish fractal structure, but nothing really too clean, to be very honest. Overall, there's also not really anything too clean here on the daily. Overall the daily demand zone is this lower candle over here, which we still have not yet tapped into. Let's see. For me, I would want to see at least these lows get taken out on EURNZD. So these lows over here. So around 189,739 needs to get hit first before looking for longs for myself. And then I would need to see some bullish momentum come into the markets in the form of bullish market structure to then look for longs. For me here at the moment, it's more no trading zone at the moment. So you're staying out in that regards. For dollar yen, a lot of you also are looking at dollar yen. Dollar yen is really at a strong level of support here around 140. I'm interested in looking for a bounce on this, to be very honest. I'm looking for a bounce, but what we need here is first of all the daily fractal to shift. So we need the daily fractal structure to be broken, which is the current FH. So once that high breaks, then I'll be interested in longs once again, because then you have a very clean sell before the buy up, right? So let's say tomorrow or the day after we get suddenly this green, big, fat, juicy candle. Then this sell before the buy becomes your demand zone, and then we could look for potential new buying opportunities. So that's something that I would be looking at, but until then, just stay out because the momentum is still bearish. So only be looking for shorts. Quick update on GU. Hideous candle close, guys. This is not good. This is not good. Overall, I was waiting for, I would want to see a candle close over here, man. But like now again, this is not very clean, because now what's happening is that you're just seeing again kind of like the lows get swept. So this is for me just no trading at the moment. Sadly, because I was interested in those GBPUSD shorts. But yeah, for now, messy still, and looks like it could just rebound up higher again. But for now, would stay out of that. GBPCAD just took liquidity on the 4-hour time frame. Let's have a look at the daily. Let's have a look at the weekly. So weekly looking good for further upside. Obviously still very bullish. Very clean support retest. Then 4-hour and the daily. Let's have a look at the daily first. So daily still fractal bearish. 4-hour consolidating. The 1-hour consolidating. Yeah. So with GCAD. The thing is that there's still so many lows open. So for myself, like it could still go as low as this low over here. This at the time was a nice liquidity sweep with this low. So I'm looking for something similar. So I would prefer to see a bit of a deeper spike before looking for any longs on GCAD, before getting involved with that personally. Gold, still interested in further shorts. Yeah, I would be looking for some gold shorts, to be honest. Just don't like the fact that we have these two highs still open, but overall I'm interested in looking for some more shorts. Let's see how we react overall to the supply over here. This is now kind of like the supply zone that is in control. So let's see if we can get something like this from gold and then take out all of these ascending lows. That's something that I'm personally interested in. AUDUSD continuously pushing lower. Like for myself, I'm more interested in still further downside, not looking for longs on AU at the moment, just because again, so many equal lows big overextended leg up, so not very interested in it. Looking for some more shorts, to be very honest. NZDJPY, yeah, NZDJPY here on the daily time frame is inside of supply, right? So this is kind of like the supply zone. I understand some of you might be looking for a short position overall for NZDJPY. If you look at this, it's again ranging, so I'm waiting more for like a new trend to form. So I'm not going to try and catch any shorts here. Personally, if you are interested in shorts, like wait for some more momentum again to come in. Don't try and like catch a short within this range, because if it goes and starts going, like there's still so much money to be made in like the rest of the leg. So just wait for really like a commitment to be there from the market itself. NZDCHF, I would watch out with NZDCHF. I'm looking more at further upside on this still. Still interested in further upside from NZDCHF. We also have the Swiss National Bank speaking. I think it was on Thursday. So keep an eye out for some further upside on NZDCHF. I don't think that the Swiss National Bank will say a lot of good things in favor of the Swiss. So looking for further upside on this as well. And for now as well, the 4-hour demand zone here is in control. So it makes sense to look for further upside here from NZDCHF. EURUSD real quick. Yeah, nothing really too much. GBPUSD real quick. Yeah, very poor 4-hour candle close, sadly. EURAUD, not a lot of volume still, man. I have to be honest, guys. I'm very, very, very disappointed with the volume that we've been seeing this week so far. Obviously, yesterday was still Easter, so waiting for volume to start kicking in. But yeah, ranging, so not much to do in this regard. I'm at risk on bias. I'm still sadly risk off, waiting for the bias to shift fully. We're not really seeing any good signs just yet. But what we are seeing is Bitcoin push, guys. I just got a notification. Bitcoin is pushing $89,000 again. Mitchell said Euro Swiss shorts, then he should be right. Some good stuff. Ethereum still as slow as a dog. XRP looking good for further upside. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Bitcoin pushing up higher, guys, from these levels. Looking for another 20% pump very, very soon. But if Mitchell said Euro Swiss shorts, let's have a look at Euro Swiss shorts. I'm not sure what he is completely looking at. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, I mean, I see here on Euro Swiss a lot of equal lows still open, which can be grabbed, all of them. And then what Mitchell is looking for, I don't really see what he's looking for, to be very honest. Don't really like it. Gold already discussed, Moed, looking for further downside. There it's already going. It's already going, yeah. I feel like gold is ready to take out all of the lows, man. Looking good for gold. USD CAD. So USD CAD took out a significant low here. So USD CAD, some potential buys again, looking good, man. I like that. Let's have a look and keep an eye on USD CAD. I'll be looking at this fractal high here on the daily to get broken, and then look for some further upside. Yeah, USD CAD looks good for some buys, man. I like it. A lot of early buyers getting in this price action over here. So I like that we're seeing a lot of manipulation in towards the lows, and now just looking for some bullish momentum to kick in. So yeah, definitely some USD CAD buys could be nice very, very soon. Yeah, GBPUSD price action is shocking, man. Absolutely shocking. But I mean, that's for most of these dollar pairs at the moment. It's hard market to trade, like AU as well. Like it's been a long time since I've been seeing this kind of like push down of 6%, push up of what, 9%. Not clean at all. But overall, still looking for AU to start sweeping some more lows. So yeah, short term AU, some more lows. GBPUSD also looking for that. EURUSD ranging a bit too much. NZDUSD definitely also looking for some more lows to get swept. US oil is also a tricky one. It's now back at resistance. You can see that it's naturally a level out of interest. this $65 a barrel. That's naturally a resistance area and support area for oil itself, especially if you also extend the line to the left. You can see that in the past it's always kind of like fought with that level. So good levels to keep an eye open for. Obviously we don't trade support and resistance, but we do trade, and I like to say it always a lot of common sense. But overall, some oil longs still make sense for myself, definitely. But we need to wait for a little bit of the market sentiment to provide us with a bit of a better shift. But it's looking good for some further upside. Aussie yen shorts. Let's have a look. Yeah, I mean, a short-term Aussie yen short could still make sense. Supply is still in control. So yeah, keep an eye open for that. But overall, very, very, very ugly market. What's your thought on AUDUSD? Again, some more downside. GBPUSD is selling the smaller time frame, yeah, but the 4-hour candle close was not very strong. That's why I'm not very interested in GBPUSD, because the 4-hour candle close is like not strong and convincing. G-Swiss, yeah, G-Swiss, some longs make sense. I like G-Swiss longs. For myself, very nice liquidity sweep of the low over here. And now on the 4-hour as well, makes sense to keep pushing. So yeah, no, looking good for that. And again, guys, you see silver we discussed, JS. Again, very interesting to see here on the 4-hour time frame, by the way, guys, is that we had this area of demand over here, and then again there's no liquidity in the overall push up. So what happens, you liquidate the demand on itself, and then potentially the real reversal up higher could happen. So yeah, I am interested in longs on G-Swiss, guys. And then again on Thursday we have the Swiss National Bank speaking as well, so that should also cause some upside. Brad is asking about USD Swiss. USD Swiss is also interesting for longs in my opinion. I like what we've seen here. I'll start taking longs once we see the fractal high here on the daily get broken. That's the moment I'll be looking for longs myself. But overall it's at a very good level. It's at very, very historic levels for longs here. So interested in buying USD Swiss for sure. Let me put this back up. It's kind of like in a demand here. You can see I draw the two lines. So this is like the sub for the buy. So here we see a wick, here we see a wick every single time it gets bought up. So again, we see a tag in. So I'm looking for some more upside. And I think you should start buying this. No financial advice. Once we kind of like shift the fractal high and then look for some more longs again. So yeah, looking for some longs on USD Swiss, guys, as well. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Gold we also already discussed. Yeah, these are the major pairs that I have an eye on for today. So thanks for tuning in. On Thursday this week, we're going to do the fundamental presentation. We're going to be giving away another funded account, but today we're going to do it inside Discord. So if you want to have the opportunity, guys, of winning a funded account, then you just need to do one thing, and that is sign up with this link, because out of everybody who is signed up, we are going to be through this link, because we can see everybody who's signed up. We're going to be giving away a funded account to one of them. So if you want to have the opportunity to win a $20,000 funded account, just sign up through the link that is currently pinned in the chat, and you will be, or it will be announced in the announcements channel inside Discord. Also with the proof of the other giveaways as well. So remember, on Thursday again, we're going to give away another funded account as well. We do this every single live stream in partnership with the Trading Pit. So the link is pinned here in the chat, so make sure to click on that. If you have any questions, as always, make sure to join the Discord. Link is in the description of this video. Not a lot of trades to give out. I was interested in taking a GBPUSD short, but as we can see, GU is just not very, very convincing at the moment. So not going to give you guys a free loser as well. But yeah, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. Wish you all a fantastic trading day. Apologies for the Wi-Fi connections. I'm gonna go to the front desk and ask for an explanation so we don't have it next time. And thanks again for tuning in. Let's see what gold does inside of this supply zone. The only thing is, again, just keep in mind some equal highs here. Maybe take those highs out first, then give this change of structure. I'll be keeping an eye on what gold does, because I still would love to see a lot of these ascending lows get taken out. All right. thanks guys so much. Wish you all a fantastic trading day, and see you on Thursday, where we'll do the fundamental